I've now been walking the route of HS2 for 13 days, and this is the point at which I'd have a few videos of what I was up to on day 13, a few points about specific issues with that part of the route. But day 13 was completely overshadowed by the re-announcement of the Oakervee review into HS2. Now, it's been dubbed as an independent review. We're slightly dubious as to whether a review that is conducted by a former chairman of HS2 Limited, who is responsible for some, if not a lot, of the mess that the project is in. And when he was at HS2 Limited, he was nicknamed Captain Invisible. We're not too sure that that review is going to be independent, especially when you look at the balance of the people on the committee, which do seem to have far more people who've said positive things about HS2 than have said negative things. Obviously, some of the people who've said negative things have said very negative things, like the Vice Chair, Lord Berkeley, who said that HS2 Limited was rampant with fraud just last month in the House of Lords. And one of the things I would say that this review has to do is look into those accusations, because the official cost of HS2 was 55.7 billion right up until last week, and Alan Cook, the current chairman, has undug papers that say, well, maybe it's between 70 and 85. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, is saying 100. And the thing is, with this 70 to 85, it's clear that that number has been around for a long while, maybe 3 years. And if that's the case, this review has to look into that, because it seems to us that Parliament has been misled, and for a number of years. And this review should be looking into issues like that. And the accusations from Lord Berkeley that the company is rampant with fraud. The other thing that needs to happen right now is, if this is genuinely a go, no-go review, then work has to stop immediately, because irreplaceable habitats are being destroyed as we speak. Next month in September, HS2 Limited are going to start on the ancient woodlands that have been in situ for over 400 years to qualify as ancient. And it's no good to chop all those down in September, October, and then in December say, yeah, actually we're not going ahead. And the same is true with the vast raft of land possession orders that are going out from HS2 Limited, forcing people out of their homes, forcing people out of their businesses, and with businesses and farms, in a lot of cases, not paying them at all. And then maybe in December say, oh no, it's all right, we're not bothering. That's just ridiculous. All that has to stop now. And if it doesn't stop now, then this clearly is not a genuine go, no-go review, which is obviously a worry, because this review was meant to take 6 weeks. It was meant to take 6 weeks, and it was meant to start 4 weeks ago. It's now started now, and apparently we're going to get a decision by December, which, to the cynic in a lot of us, suggests that the government are deciding to try and push the issue of HS2 off the election agenda to, well, what will you do about HS2? Well, we're having a review. I know very well from my past life that that's exactly what happened with student funding in 1997 with the Deering review, where both Tories and Labour were going to screw students over. They just said, oh no, we'll wait for the Deering review after the election, and then we'll screw the students over. And that's very worrying that that's exactly what's happening with this review right now. And the other thing is that, we're looking into potentially, whether the business case needs updating. And this, again, is another thing that's happened consistently with HS2. When it's been in trouble, they've just invented more benefits, right? Just to see how ludicrous this is at the moment, if you were to add all the jobs claims that are being made about HS2 together, and it was implemented today, it would eradicate unemployment in England, which just shows what you're kidding. Oh, we'll have a bit of a faster railway line, and as a result, there will be no unemployment at all, because that's it. 1.112 million jobs, if you add all the figures together, is what HS2 and the associated projects will create. It's just ridiculous. And the fact that people are willing to say that just shows that they're willing to say absolutely anything to support this project. And that's what, and the worst thing is, high-speed rail does not create jobs. Transport links do not create jobs. They influence the location of jobs. They do not create them. And what we've seen in the past with the influence of location of jobs is that they suck more activity to the economic centre. Either they will suck more economic activity to London. I did an interview where I said, oh, well, look at France and Japan. Yeah, where Paris and Tokyo have become more economically dominant as a result of the high-speed railway lines there. Yeah, is that what you mean? You know, the idea that HS2 is this magic wand to cure the north-south divide is basically saying that whatever evidence you look at across the world, whatever evidence you look at in this country with our hub and spoke system, both on road and rail, that has sucked more economic activity to London, whatever evidence you look at, HS2, well, it's going to do the exact opposite. Yeah. And it brings us back to the whole point why HS2 is being promoted, because it's now in the trough. You know, HS2, there was never an assessment of what's needed for Britain's transport infrastructure. It was just, oh, we're going to build a high-speed railway line, straight line from London to Birmingham, 250 miles an hour, and we might stick it up to Leeds and Manchester afterwards. And that was it. It was never, is this the best plan? Is this best value for money? It's like, let's do it, because it had been lobbied for by the people who want to build it, by the companies that want to make billions of pounds of taxpayers' money for building the thing. So of course they don't care that it's now standing about 3 times the original budget. That's brilliant news for them. And you know, there are so many specious arguments. Like another one that I heard yesterday, again, oh, it's going to take flights out of the air. Really? Because 2 days ago I was at Manchester Airport, where both the leader of the council and the bloke who runs the airport were saying, if we get HS2, it will mean we'll have far more international flights. You know, why are Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, Bradford, East Midlands airports lobbying for HS2 if it's going to take flights out of the air? What, they're trying to hurt their own business model? Of course they're not. It's about increasing aviation. It's about making aviation more attractive, making it easier to get to airports to fly greater distances. And that's one of the reasons HS2 is a climate disaster. You know, in terms of the carbon case, HS2 even themselves admit that it will increase carbon emissions in 120 years. And even with that, they have tried to fiddle the figures. They've assumed that, you know, we'll still have diesel trains in the next century. They've whacked up the passenger forecast. Grossly inflated passenger forecasts are par for the course with high-speed rail projects. You know, it will magic up this passenger forecast, and that justifies the construction of this railway. Or we'll never get that passenger forecast, but it's been built now. But the passenger forecast is one of the ways in which they try and get the carbon imprint down by saying, oh, well, because we're doing this many passenger kilometres, that's how our carbon footprint goes down. And even with that, still emitting carbon, a net carbon contributor, I should say, in 120 years. And this is the thing with HS2. Yesterday, I did 2 broadcast quality interviews from a field in Cheshire with my phone and a tripod I got from Poundland, right? Now, if that isn't a perfect example for the fact that we shouldn't be needing to travel, and we won't be needing to travel anything like as much in the future, I don't know what is. The way to build a sustainable economy for the 21st century is not to encourage more and more people to travel greater and greater distances for work. It's to develop a sustainable economy. It's to develop jobs where people actually live, to reduce the need for travel. And that's why HS2 shouldn't be going ahead. I'm sure I could have gone on for a lot longer, and I do go on for a lot longer. And you know, if you're new to the playlist, you know, there's 12 days of walking that's happened before now, and I'm sure there's more to come on my way back down south. But yeah, this review, well, we'll have to take it for what it is, but we really need your help and your input, and please take the actions in the links.